In anticipation of tonight's State of the Union, we wanted to get some voters' reviews of President Trump's first year. We spoke with 5 voters in the Orlando area of Florida, a key battleground state. They range in age from 21 to 70 years old. 3 voted for Donald Trump in the 2016 election. 2 voted for Hillary Clinton. Our conversation touched on a range of issues, including the economy and immigration. We also spoke about how political and racial divisions are impacting the country. Angela, with a word or a phrase, the State of the Union is?
Excellent when it comes to financial, the economy. Our jobs are improving and everything. We need to work a little on the social problems that we're having.
Daniel, in a word or a phrase, the State of the Union is?
Superb.
Bold and beautiful.
So-so. Sure, the economy is getting better, it seems, but the economy is not the only thing that we have to look at when we're describing the country as a whole. Racial tensions are increasing among whites and blacks. Healthcare is a crisis in this country. We've got the opioid crisis. I don't think ultimately as a whole the country is doing any better than it was.
President Trump appealed in his rallies to kind of regular America, not the fat cats. Do you think that's played out in his policies? Let's say, for example, with the tax cut.
Absolutely.
Yes. All of you agree with that?
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it is currently, that's the way it's looking, and that's the way it's going to be for a couple of years. But one thing you got to remember is that these tax cuts in 10 years for the average person go away, and for businesses they stay. So that, we're going to have to wait and see.
Daniel, what could the president do to take advantage of his opportunity at the State of the Union?
What I think he could do is really dig into the fact that the economy is doing so well and how many jobs he's bringing back. I think he can capitalize on the fact that he's putting more money in American people's pockets, and he'll win more people over.
Whether the president's contributing or not, is talking about the economy enough in a country where all of you have identified some parts of the American fabric that are in danger?
I'm not sure, but I do think over time, people will see the light. As soon as they see a bigger paycheck, it'll start to make them, rethink things, and I think that's good.
But I don't think money necessarily makes happiness. Like, sure, somebody's going to end up with more money in their paycheck every month, but at the same time, when you face such systemic oppression, in especially impoverished communities, I don't think the money is going to offset that,
What could the president do as a Trump voter to improve it in terms of race relations? What would you like to see him do?
He just needs to be unifying. His language is a little bit divisive. Just remind us that we're all Americans. We all share common values. We all want to see each other succeed and feed off that.
I'm working off of just one individual. My wife is black. She has no problems with him. There are a lot of black Americans that are in favor of Donald Trump because they see that when the boat raises, they'll be raised along with it.
The thing I notice about him, he's unfiltered and he's real. That's what I like. And I would like to see him work on toning it down.
What exactly should he tone down?
Just some of the verbiage that he uses in his Twitter account. Sometimes it is cringeworthy. He should be a little bit more presidential acting.
Daniel, when the president once said, with the exception of the late, great Abraham Lincoln, I can be more presidential than any president that has ever held the office. You think that's true?
I don't think that's true now and in the past. I think he was playing into the crowd when he said that. But I'd like to see him become more presidential. It's actually one of my biggest qualms with him, is that, at times he comes across as childish and petty.
Larry, what gives you hope in America?
Well, I hope that we can come together and not tear the country apart. What's important is we're all Americans, and we really do need to make America great, but we're never going to do it as long as we've got leadership who constantly tear down the other side or they degrade some other people. I just hope that someday we can become one, but I don't know if that's possible, but I hope it is.
Is the president behaving in the way you just described?
No, he's not. He's not acting that way. And the sad part about it is, I think Donald Trump has an excellent opportunity right here. If he would, get his rhetoric under control and start thinking about everybody else instead of himself, I think that he can make a big difference.
Mark, if you were to finish this sentence, with a word or a phrase, America needs to be more?
Accepting, just accepting. I accept Debbie for, even though she is a rabid, I don't know, not rabid, but liberal. Yeah, I'm fine with that because she's entitled to the opinion, and that's great. These two have given me hope. Young people who look at the world and they want to change it for the better, that gives me hope.
We'll have more from our focus group in the next hour. The voters will share their assessment of the president's record on issues such as immigration and national security.
It was really interesting to hear everybody's different, and there was a nice civil conversation as well. Yeah.
Was there anybody in the group, John, that started feeling one way about the president but then changed?
Oh, lots of them were
Either
there.
way.
Yeah. Mark, in the blue shirt there in the middle, said he thought the president was a clown when he first saw him, and he, over time, started to think of him more seriously, voted for him, and then has felt more secure with his policies. But even Debbie, the one who voted for Hillary Clinton, is not likely to vote for President Trump ever again, said to her fellow liberals, we should have taken him more seriously, and we should take him more seriously now. They had all gone through an evolution in their thinking.
Everybody keeps saying from the very beginning, we wish he would act more presidential, but yet they still say he's doing a good job.
Well, that's the interesting thing teeing up for tonight. They all accept that the economy is doing well, but that is not enough even for his most ardent supporters in that group.
All right.